Hey guys, it's Miss Vanity and Miss Karina, and we're here again, guys. Where are we at, Miss Karina?
We are at the beautiful Brandywine Creek Park.
Yes.
In Wilmington, Delaware.
Yes, and we have a bunch of amazing activities just created for you. And Miss Karina also mentioned that for those who do have it, you have a care package.
Yes. Okay, guys. So if you did receive our care package, this is we're going to be doing our Illustory activity kit, where you are able to write and draw. That means and illustrate your own story. Hey. You can send it back to our friends over at Illustory. They will print a beautiful copy of it for you and send it right back, all for free. You just need a parent's help to stick it in the mail.
That's so amazing. So you're becoming an author at what age? Like, how old are you guys? You know?
Yeah,
so,
like at 7.
I know, that's amazing.
Crazy.
So all you got to do is follow the instructions, and we're so grateful for Miss Karina and providing these care packages. So let's get it poppin'.
Yes, let's do this.
Okay, so let's do it.
First things first.
Okay.
Let's go over what's in the kit.
Okay, let's do it.
And then we can bust out our activity booklet and kind of do a step-by-step guide.
Let's do it.
So first things first, you received washable markers. Miss Vanity already took hers out the case, so that's what they look like. We also have crayons here, and to the side we have some coloring pencils. Actually, I'll take these out. Some coloring pencils. So any coloring tool that you would like. I believe they gave us the markers because it prints the best. But like we said, this is your story. So you do it the way you want to, and then we'll learn from there. But so it did come with the markers. Our front page is our order form. This is what you have an adult fill out after you are finished. You put this order form inside of this pre-marked envelope along with your story. And then it came with some different pages. It came with a blank bordered page. The black lines that you see around the sheet is, I guess you would say, a safety line. Anything printed outside of this, outside of this black lined area, it probably won't print as well. So you have a few pages of that. Then you have a cover, your front cover, your back cover pages. These have a thin bordered line around it. And then our last page, put these right here before they blow away on us. And then you have your actual story pages that have lines at the bottom. So that's what's included here. The most important part of our kit, I believe, is our Just Imagine booklet, a guide to writing and illustrating.
Yes.
Hey. So me and Miss Vanity will take turns going through our book. So you can please edit this part out. I can't help. Let's do it. So if we turn our hymnals to page 240. Sorry, I can't help but to do that. Turn your hymnals to page 347,
Sister Karina.
verse 2.
All right.
Sister
And
Vanity.
when you get there, say amen.
Amen.
Girl.
Oh Lord.
We
Sorry.
can't help it.
I can't help it.
I'm following her lead, y'all.
Alright, so I guess chapter 1, it is on page 2. It says writing your story. So pretty much, I'm not going to read word for word. I'm going to summarize. So pretty much, writing your story. It is very important with any story, with any movie, with any TV show that you have a planning page, the planning stage. Miss Karina, Miss Vanity, we love to plan, so this is like our book. But
I love it. Yeah.
So yes, this is pretty much breaking down every element of your story.
Yeah.
And it is very important because it gives you order. It is very confusing to read somebody else's book that doesn't have some kind of order to it, some type of sequence. Imagine watching a movie with the end starting at the beginning and the beginning in the middle of the movie. You'll say, what in the world is going on here? I paid for this. you'll be upset. So that is pretty much what our first chapter is telling us. Also, there are so many types of stories. There are made-up stories called fiction, and there are real stories about people's lives or true events called non-fiction.
Yes.
So if you are going to write a story, you can write about dreams.
Yup.
You can write about something that you would like to happen. You can,
It's endless.
endless possibilities with a fiction story. But with non-fiction, you can tell the story of your mom's life, or the story of how the trees grow,
Yep.
or why the waterfalls are in place. So these are actual events, true stories, facts. Think about
Facts.
non-fiction as not fake.
Yes.
So you just
That was that was very on point.
yeah.
So, yep. Real life or fiction, you pick, you decide.
Mhm.
Yep, I love that.
And then what makes a good story? A good story, according to our book here, is something that solves a problem.
Yes.
Something.
Let's think about the movie Shrek, right?
Okay. Yes.
Shrek is a movie that you guys have seen, I hope. And so, like with the movie Shrek, there is a plot, right? There's always a plot. You have to develop a relationship, like with the characters that are involved. So we have to know the background story. Like, why are we reading this story? And what she mentioned about figuring out like a problem, right? The problem with Shrek was finding true love and finding Princess Fiona, right? Which also she happened to turn into an orc as well. Yet, they took us through a story where it was highs and lows and castles and princes and fairy tales, right?
Yep.
So, like she mentioned, problem solution. He wanted to have a wife, so he found her. But it wasn't like, oh, that's my wife, I gotta wife her up. No, it didn't go like that.
No, didn't she get kidnapped?
Yeah, and remember his best friend Donkey came?
Yes. Oh
Love
Lord.
Donkey.
Oh God. I love Donkey.
Yes.
Donkey.
Yes, and the gingerbread man. So, listen, but that was a story that someone developed just like this. And they were probably sitting amongst friends, and they developed a story from start to finish.
Yeah.
And the main part about that, they didn't give up.
No.
When they had a situation where they couldn't think of anything creative, or they were like, I don't know what to do next in the plot twist, they didn't give up.
No. They kept going.
They kept going.
That's a really good. Thank you, Miss Vanity.
I got you.
We're gonna move to chapter 2
Chapter
with
2.
book ideas.
Oh.
So the example of Shrek that Miss Vanity just gave, it was a fairy tale.
Yes.
Well, it was an anti-fairy tale. That's
It was-
how they.
yeah,
but it was
yeah.
a fairy tale. That was the idea of the book, the theme of the book. You can do a graphic novel,
Yes.
which is a fancy word for a comic book. And I love a good comic book. Great comic book examples
Yes.
are like with a superhero like Batman.
Yes.
Or if you guys are fans of zombies, The Walking Dead was a comic book before it
Yes.
was a TV series.
Yes.
So those are graphic novels. A true story could be a biography. Many of us have read the Martin Luther King biography,
that's true.
or I can't say that one, or the Malcolm X biography. And those are true stories, true facts about a person's life. We can do an observation. Like I was saying, you can write a story about how a tree goes, what you observe in the life cycle of a tree or a fish or even a human being.
I like that.
Something meaningful for you, like a dream, a goal that you would like to. That's actually the story that I was thinking about, right?
Yes.
Inventions. Who invented the cell phone? Where did this idea come from?
True.
You could write about that. You can do an how-to manual. One of my favorite shows is How It's Made, where we can watch like how gumdrops are made.
Yes.
You can write a story about how certain things are made.
I love that.
You can tell a fable, and from my memory, a fable is like a folk tale. No, not Green Eggs and Ham. Like Hansel and Gretel. I'm not
Yes.
sure if you guys know that story.
Yeah.
But it's about a brother and sister, who, you know, they were trying to find a new home. They got lost in the woods, found a house with all of these sweets and candies and foods, and come to find out the lady that lived there eats children. It is a folklore. It's not the most positive of stories, but that's a folklore. Folklores are a little dark.
They are.
They are a little dark.
It's a reminder to not take, candy from strangers.
Yes, please don't.
Please don't do that.
And don't wander too far from home.
I think folk tales and fables are more reminders.
Yeah.
Of not to be a fool.
Yes. Oh, what do they call those? When you it's a folk tale.
Like a parable.
It's parable, yeah, but it's like what are those? Cautionary tales.
Oh, cautionary tales.
Cautionary tales.
Cautionary. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
It's telling you what not to do in order for you to stay safe. And with people that you love.
Yes.
But those are different book ideas. You can also write a funny story. I do see here a fun fact. Did you know over 130 million books have been written in modern times? Wow.
That's a lot. I know, I'm like, yes.
That too. The more you read, the more words will be in your brain. Tap in, man. You gotta feed
Tap
your soul.
in, yes.
Grow your vocabulary.
Okay, expand that. Right. Expand that. Okay.
So I want you guys to know that you can make any kind of book you like. If you want to use this outline, you can. You don't have to. You can free for all it as long as you have a story to tell. And maybe some help to help you spell some words, you'll be a-okay, and this will be a fun activity for you.
Yes.
So I think we should skip this page and go to brainstorm.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're on chapter 3, guys. So what we mentioned before, you develop your ideas, your concepts. Now it's time to brainstorm. So it's 4 steps to brainstorming according to this book. So we're going to go through it, right? Mm-hmm. Open your mind to ideas, okay? So that means not being limited just to a couple ideas. You write it out. It goes back to utilizing your pen and paper and write it out. So just because you have 10 ideas, you may just use 2. You may use 1. Yeah. Or you may scratch them all and start over, right?
Yes.
So that happens, right? It happens.
And it's okay. It's a part of your creative process.
Yes.
An artist just doesn't go in knowing what they want to draw. Sometimes some of them just go in and start painting, and then the work is created. Maybe you just need to jump into it, and your story will start to develop. Others, they do need to plan. They say, you know what, I need to come up with some ideas. I need to write them down, pick my favorites, and find the details.
That's so true.
And that's okay too. Your process is your process. Whatever works best for you, whatever speaks to you, whatever fuels you, pours into you. This story is about you. Even if you are writing about somebody else, this story is about you. It is your side of the story, and it's very important.
I actually like that. I'm glad you said that, Miss Karina, because it really is your story, your perspective. On the front of your book, it's going to have your name as the author. So if anybody has any questions, if they're like, what did you think about that perspective? Like they're going to ask the author, and the author is you. Yeah. So that's really, I like that, Miss Karina.
Yes,
it's all about you.
Yes, it's all about you.
Yes.
Awesome.
So we kind of reiterated to pick your favorite, your ideas, and find the details.
Yep.
You kind of already reiterated that. So there's also a brainstorming example, guys, of picking out what's your favorites and everything at the bottom of the page. But you can do that. I know you can. Right?
Yes, they can. Yes,
okay, I know you can. All right.
So on the back of the page, there's a brainstorming worksheet. So you guys just take a few moments. We'll take a few moments on our side, and we'll write down a few of our stories ideas.
A few moments later.
So hey guys, well, you guys are working. We were working too on our brainstorming worksheet and our story planning outline. So I'll just go over. I guess we can share what we wrote on each side. So for our story ideas, and mine is a little muddled because that's
It's okay.
That's how my brain
You
works.
brainstorming though.
Like,
You're
yeah, like my
brainstorming.
brain storms.
Yes.
It storms, you know,
Okay.
the lightning, the thunder, it's
Yes.
a mess outside. So, I put a dream world, so the world that I would like to live in.
Okay.
And my dream world and manifesting. So this will be a manifesting story to what I want, you know,
Yeah.
towards the, ending of my life cycle. So,
Okay.
so that was that one. And then I put where I want to be in 20 years. So I'm not that creative in a sense where those are like, it's like one and the same.
Yeah.
So my dream world, my manifesting is where I want to be in the next 20 years.
Yes.
And then all of my story ideas kind of tie into one, because Little Girl, Big Dreams, it comes from, what it still ties into what I would like to make, what I have manifested, and boom. So my details for my story, I talk about my home garden, my dream of joining the Peace Corps, Foster Seniors, and of course, later on in life, I would like to have my own homestead, which is pretty much a garden that not only grows produce and fruit, but it also contains livestock like chickens and goats and things of that nature. So it's a completely self-sustained self-sustained living. Honestly, is what I really have. Really honing in on that self-reliance. It's like the only thing I have. So, and then other details is when I was younger, the games that I would play, when I was a teenager, some of the things that I would do, and of course going into my old adulthood of almost being 30.
It's okay.
We're
gonna keep living.
And
we're gonna keep living.
I have manifested thus far, and so on and so forth. What's going to be with me?
We got a couple things, a couple things. Like Miss Karina, I have manifest. I was more so talking about like my favorite affirmations, goals after 50, because I'm half a century. So like I gotta think about those kind of things. It's gonna be life altering. 27 years, talking about my 27 years so far. Community, because it's so many topics to talk about community work and how to get involved and how you can make a difference. And love of nature, because like I love nature. Just like Miss Karina.
Look at us.
Outside,
Who would have thought?
appreciating. I know, right?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? So those are my little topics, but it really does reflect like who you are. Like Miss Karina's reflected what she's passionate about, what she cares about, and mine did as well. And everybody's list looks different because you're your own person.
Yes.
So yeah.
And so for our story planning, it breaks down the specifics, the plot. It breaks down the plot of your story. It's Vanity's word, that plot. That's that meat and the potatoes. You need the meat and the potatoes to grow strong, to get that energy.
Yes.
So who's in your story?
Who's in my story? My story really is kind of like in first person, kind of pouring into the reader.
Yeah.
How not to get discouraged, how to stay focused, how to know that there's plenty of people doing community programs, but nobody's doing a program like you. So like staying focused, because when it comes to community work, it's no competition.
Right.
So if you want to feed 30 people and the other person's feeding 300, focus on your 30. Focus on the energy that you're putting into your community. So it's really like pouring into the reader about the do's and don'ts of community planning and how to get your feet kind of started.
Absolutely. That's good. Thank you.
And what about yours?
Mine, I'm in my story.
Okay. The plot thickens.
I'm in my story. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Hey, push point.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry, while we get our lives.
It's all okay. This happens. Woo. This happens.
I'd rather that one blow
Okay.
than not. Okay. So I'm in my story.
Okay.
And it takes place in the future, the present, the future, the present, and the past.
Okay.
Either at school or on a farm or at home.
Okay.
the main problem in my story is believing that you can do anything you put your mind to, and the problem that is solved is the actuality that you can do whatever you put your mind to. You just gotta stay passionate, focused. Like Nipsey Hussle says, keep 10 toes down.
10 toes down.
Never fold, and go with what your heart, where your heart brings you. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of my story.
No, but I love that because as you're constantly evolving, you can always add to that story.
Yeah.
So that means more books.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you call them? It's not a theology.
Series, saga, Sega.
Yeah. But yes. Series, saga, Sega. But there's like a big word for
Chronicles.
all the theology. Not all the theology. Why do I keep on wanting to say that? It's the Chronicles. You just want to die. It's the Chronicle.
It's the Chronicles. So with her talking about herself, like we're always constantly growing, and she has so many stories to share. So like it keeps going on and on.
On and on,
right?
And on and on. Okay.
Okay.
So we have, if you're doing a biography, of course you have page 8 to fill out, early family life, school and education, interesting events, accomplishments, recognitions. These are for our nonfiction books. The page that we did was for the fiction books. So for the fake books, the not real stories that we would like to become real, we use page 7. For our biographies, our nonfiction, we use page 8.
Yes.
I guess chapter 5 focuses on those words that you need to, those describing words that you need to use, those adjectives. So you have some words for parents.
You want to X them out? Come on, let's X them out.
You want to X them out?
Yeah.
Did you say my
Like I'm itchy. I'm sorry.
Oh.
So that's how I explain adjectives to kids. It's just like, not kids, young halflings. You guys are half human. Anyway. What's it called? No. Little hobbits. Remember Lord of the Rings? Little people.
I'm like half human.
Or
little people.
Oh, okay.
Little people.
Got you. So basically adjectives, they add the spice to your story, to your plot. You want to make sure that the reader is captivated, that they want to know what's going to happen to that character, what's going to happen to this character. So that's why it's good to have through the adjectives, right? So what are some of your favorites from reading this, Ms. Karina?
My favorite is, I wish I had my lip gloss, is glossy.
Hey, glossy.
Glossy, shining.
Okay.
You shining or whatnot,
Facts. Okay. Glossy, I like that. Ooh, I love, let's see, I see the word, if I am, let's see, I'm looking.
I know, I see like a lot of good.
Miniature. Miniature. That could be a lot of things.
Very small. Mini.
Raspy. You like that
raspy?
word?
Is raspy on here? What is that for? Sound?
Yeah, raspy.
Oh, it was right up. I put rowdy.
Hey, rowdy.
Woo-hoo!
That's what rowdy is. Yes.
I put juicy. Juicy fruit.
Hey. Oh, that's the song, girl.
And then I put prickly. Like prickly pear. Panera Bread has that prickly pear.
Yup.
Iced tea. Sorry, I'm gonna put look. Shout out to Panera.
They can sponsor our drinks next time.
Yes. If you love your staff, you will get them Panera for lunch or breakfast.
Yes.
Choose your pick.
Choose your pick.
As long as it's Panera. Ooh, massive. Like me and one of my friends, we were talking about whales and like swimming in the ocean.
Yeah.
And like they don't care how confident of a swimmer that they are. If a whale swam next to them, I mean, you know how massive a whale is? Can you imagine a whale?
The scale of a whale, man.
A scale of a whale is probably like that from that end of the bridge. Oh, wow, y'all can't see that. But from this end of the bridge to like that end of the bridge. Ooh. A whale is like this size. I would have a heart attack. I would go to the bathroom in the ocean if I seen a whale.
Yeah, like, pretty much. And we can't communicate really, you know? We speak two different languages. She's being Dory. Remember Finding Nemo? She spoke well.
She spoke well, and the whale spoke back.
She was a well whisperer.
Yes, I'm convinced. That's how you speak well, and I'm fluent.
Yes, no, facts. She's fluent. So if I need a well whisperer, I'm gonna hit Miss Karina up because, yeah, and she can also
be scared
swim.
Scared as the Dickens. So I want me.
I'll be like, you got this.
I'm gonna call a shark. I'm gonna be like, somebody call? No, Mr. Shark. The shark would think I'm appetizing.
Oh yes. So instead of being like, oh, I got eaten by a shark, or the group of people got whatever attacked by a shark, you like, the shark had an appetite.
The shark found humans appetizing.
Hey.
Yes. One small miniature human would be an appetizer.
Yeah.
Come on now, we can do this all day.
I know. He surprised the humans.
The shark was bold.
Yes.
Oh, I like that one.
Yes.
And then we got Itchy from the salt water.
Itchy. Oh, we're itching. Yes.
Woo. Enormous. Colossal. Oh my gosh, these are really good words.
They are.
Lanky. Is lanky big, or would it be like?
Like
when
that.
I think of lanky,
yeah,
I think
like
of
that.
limp,
like,
you know. Slender, plump.
Slender.
Yes.
So instead of saying like something's thin, you can be like, it's slender.
Or it's lanky.
Yes, it's lanky.
Yes.
Start using those kind of words, Solly.
Instead of saying something is big, you can say it was enormous.
Oh, and you can tell stories with your hands.
Yes. Oh, tell it with your hands.
That was massive, Miss Karina.
And I was, hold on, wait. Where's a feeling? Oh man. Oh, where's the what's the angry?
Frightening, not really angry, horrible, scary,
it was
drowsy.
Horrible, or exuberant. Ooh, that's a good one. Spooky. Instead of saying like, oh, I was scared, you can say, everything around me looked spooky. Oh, it was spooky.
Creepy vibes.
Yes. Or instead of saying that you are happy, or Miss Vanity is happy, we can say she is cheerful. And carefree. Yes, I love it.
Adjective. Me too. It adds that little flavor you need.
We can do adjective talk all day.
I know.
All day. Let's see what else we have.
Okay.
So we have some punctuation talk, some punctuation. Hey. Hey.
I can say sometimes, I struggle with this sometimes. And I have to reread and be like, and I'm very open to receiving feedback from anyone that's reading anything I write, because punctuation matters.
Yes, punctuation matters. I wish it was on a rainbow. Punctuation matters.
Yes. Yes. So let's read.
There are a few different types of punctuations. We should all be familiar with them. Aside from my kindergarten friends, you guys are gonna learn something new.
Okay.
We should start where all sentences stop. Yo. That was a good one.
That was.
I'm sorry. That was a good one.
Did you guys hear that?
Yes. We're going to start where all sentences stop. At the period.
Okay. Period.
Period. People say period. The way they do is because it's nothing else that comes after that period. And that is where your thought stops. If you have a continuing thought, you use a comma. It's a pause before moving on. It's also used to separate lists.
Yes.
And when you use more than one adjective. So for example, when we said Miss Vanity was, what did we say you were? You were cheerful. Oh, we gonna make it an alliteration. We gonna do Miss Vanity is confident, cheerful, and carefree.
Thank you, Miss Karina. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. But
Yes.
in between each of those pauses,
What was that? A little.
a little pause. We do confident, carefree, confident, comma, carefree, comma,
Yes.
and cheerful.
Yes. But if it was just all one word, it would be like blah 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 blah.
Yes.
You know?
It'll be like a run-on. It just keeps going and going and going and going. Sometimes like Miss Karina. So let's move on. An exclamation point is when you are either very excited or
Yeah.
super serious. Let's go team!
Woo!
Exclamation point. And then
Let's
we
go.
have a question mark. Question marks is, of course, when you ask questions.
Yep.
What day is it?
Yep.
Is it raining outside?
Yeah. How are you feeling?
Oh,
That's true.
these are all questions.
Questions, yes.
An apostrophe is what we use when I'll use the back of this order form
Okay.
to show you what an apostrophe is, because usually we use them when we are talking about multiple people, somebody's possession, as well as when we use contractions. And a contraction is like it will. I don't know if you see that.
It will. You guys
It
see
will.
that?
But a contraction, it makes it smaller, so it looks like it'll.
Yeah.
But it's
It's really,
yeah.
but when you read it, it'll.
Yeah, it is it'll. It's will, it will, but it's it'll.
So it's like two words, you're merging it. You'll learn that, guys.
You will learn it.
You'll learn it.
And honestly, for real, I think contractions is a part of slang.
It is.
It is because it like
is.
dilutes what you're actually saying, because
doesn't, you know,
will. Yeah, it's like a lazy way to speak.
it will.
To be honest, and
Yeah.
we all use them.
Yes.
We are all very lazy. I mean, all of us use slang, so we
Yeah.
are all very. I shouldn't say lazy. That's a negative word. We are all relaxed speakers.
Yes, I would say, I love that. We're
We are
relaxed
relaxed
speakers.
speakers.
Yes.
We're not lazy speakers. We're
Yes.
not lazy.
We are
No.
relaxed speakers.
We are relaxed. We're chill.
times.
We go with the flow.
Yeah.
We're cool. We're confident. We're carefree.
Hey.
We're calm.
Yes.
You know, going with the flow.
Hey, yes. Love it. Love it.
So, boom. I guess, guys, guess what? Guess what, guys? I always
What's that?
expect, what? It's time to make our books. Hey.
Oh,
So,
that's the cover page. Okay.
yeah. So the cover page, I'm sorry, I was wrong in the beginning. The cover page is the paper, the page with the thick borders, okay? So please remember that your illustration page is the sheet with the thin black borders. And of course, our design sheet, our story page, is the sheet with the lines. So don't worry if you mess up. If you spell something correctly and you have to do it over, you are given a couple of sheets of each page just in case for errors.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's start with our cover.
Much later.
All right, guys, we're finishing up our
Yes.
our previews to our stories. We didn't write full stories, but your story should be at least 5 pages long,
Yes.
not including the cover page, okay, or your illustration pages.
Yes.
I'm just gonna finish up mine. Vanity, do you want to share your story?
Sure, Miss Karina. Okay, so my story is entitled "So You Want to Make a Difference." Right. So this represents like being in nature. We're in nature right now, and so you want to make a difference. So we go on to the second page. So mine's kind of like a how-to guide on how to get involved in your community and stay encouraged. So I included like 6 steps all together. So let's see. It's about, so this right here, please do not judge my artwork, but check it out. There's a trash can, there's litter, there's a person picking up the litter. You litter-free community, because grime creates crime. We clean, right?
Yeah,
We
we
clean.
clean. We take care of our community.
So yeah, Dedicate yourself to small community projects, whether it be like, hey, I just want to clean my block. I see something on the ground, I want to pick it up. Or any type of community events that you want to do. Post flyers to attract more community leaders. So even if you kind of hand make them and go door to door, want to invite 5 of your neighbors out to do an activity for the kids, or want to do chalk outside in the sidewalk, that's positive. That's uplifting your neighborhood in a great way. So unify with the neighbors, and last but not least, become a block captain. So what that means is like you're taking the opportunity to become a leader on your block. So if there's anything that happens, you're like, I'm gonna clean that up. So you then become the go-to person. So just start, guys. Start. If you have an idea, just start. And your passion could be anything you want. Yeah. Yep. The story's okay. Am I doing the second page or not? Oh, okay. Second page, guys. Another how-to step is 3 steps. So I have here, it's like a notebook and a pen because you're writing down the steps, okay? So we're gonna dive into your passions. So although I mentioned community cleanups, you could be passionate about penguins. You could be passionate about small businesses. You could be passionate about, making sure that the educational standards of where you live is improved, okay? That includes the parents that are watching, So dive into what you're passionate about. If you're not passionate about it, it's not for you, all right? Your passion will be different from anybody else's, so focus on that. Number 2, learn from doing it yourself. Sometimes it's not going to work out the way you want it. Sometimes you're going to have different outcomes, but do not give up. Keep trying, keep doing it over. Humans are a trip. Humans can be annoying. Humans are interesting to work with. So don't give up. Don't give up, man. Any goal that you want to achieve, don't give up. Last but not least, guys, make connections and build your brand. I know you're like 6 or 7, you're like, what's a brand? Your brand's your reputation. How people talk about you behind closed doors and when you're not around your friends and family, that's what your brand is, okay? So what are you known for? So make connections now. Hey, I'm gonna ask the local grocery store for some trash bags because I want to get back. That's making a connection. Now they know that you are the community plug for getting stuff done. So start small, start asking different people that live around you and your parents or your loved ones for different supplies to build up what you want to do in the community, okay? That's my story, guys.
That's a beautiful story.
Thank you.
And what can anybody answer? What kind of story did Miss Vanity
that's
a
good one.
We said there's different kinds of stories. There's fairy tales, there are biographies, there are how-tos.
Yes, how-to.
That's the how-to.
Mine transformed. It wasn't supposed to be a how-to, and then it transformed into a how-to.
You see, that's why you got to stay fluid in the creative process, because you can start with one idea and it will turn into something completely different.
Yes.
But you will still be equally as passionate about it because it is what was going on in your brain out on paper or out in the open. It's the execution of that goal or of that passion that really does count. That's why the planning process is so important.
Okay, yes.
Amen.
Amen, yeah. Hey, what's up, Miss Karina?
So my story is called The Ultimate Interview.
I love it.
It went through so many phases.
And that's okay. And that's okay.
But so pretty much I kept it straight to the point because I don't have too many drawing skills, but I still wanted to interpret what was going on inside of the story without giving too much away. Okay. So you see a TV here and you see a camera. Well, what is supposed to be a camera here, because that's how an interview is conducted. It's either on a TV screen, but it's definitely using a camera. So this one uses a TV and a camera. Yes. My first page. Oh, that's not my first page. My first page says, "Welcome to Karina's Corner. I am Karina Hayes, the host of your show. Today we are going to take a look into the future."
Oh, I love the illustration. You guys see?
Oh, see?
Nice.
It's just little me And it's little me on the couch and my mom recording. This is a true story. When I was about you guys' age, my mom used to make me sit in front of a camera, which is probably why I don't like it, but she used to make me sit in front of a camera to do a talk show with myself about what I forgot. But I wish I could have her come and talk about it, because she still talks about, you remember Karina's Corner? You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, Ma. I'm like almost 30. Bro. Let me get old. But yep, so that's the first page. And then the second page is, hey guys, look at me in the future. I'm not sure how I got there. It looks like I grow yummy fruits and veggies for people like you. Stay tuned for this exclusive interview.
Hey.
And that's a picture of me in the future growing fruits and vegetables
Yes.
in the sun.
That's so good.
Oh, thank you. You know, thank you.
Yes. I love that.
Yep. So you can tell any kind of story. This is more so like a dream. So it's what I believe, what I am believing to happen in my life going forward. So the ultimate interview, guys. Stay tuned.
Hey, yes. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Awesome. So please, guys, share your stories with us. You can record a cool video like what we are doing. Make sure you have an adult's permission, because as soon as you are done writing your complete story, you have this order form to fill out with your address, the title of your book, the author, and then you just stick it right here in one of these pre-posted envelopes. Put it in your mailbox or bring it to the mailbox, and pretty soon you'll get your story back.
Hey. Become an author today.
Yes, become an author today. Today's books are tomorrow's stories.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Stories last a lifetime.
Stories last longer than we have.
Yep.
You know, if stories didn't last that long, we wouldn't know who Shakespeare was.
Facts.
Or who else?
How they name the trees.
Yeah, I don't know. I lost my phone.
It's okay.
It happens sometimes.
It's okay. We here.
We hear you get it. Stories last longer than people.
Yes,
that's
they
all
do.
you need to know. Period. See you guys next time. Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you, Miss Vanity.
Thank you, Miss
channeling
Karina.
your energy.
Yes.